Last time on Knock Loose 4x4, we travelled to the most iconic part of the Flinders Ranges, the one and only Razorback Lookout, and we saw firsthand what Flinders Ranges had to offer. We discovered that there is a forgotten history lurking in the old huts and ruins in the harsh environment. This time we delved deeper into the forgotten history of the Flinders Ranges, seeking out the most enchanting and magical places this remarkable region has to offer. So join me on part 2 of my journey to the Flinders Ranges. Hearing the birds sing while watching the sunrise hit the tips of the Flinders Ranges cliff edges is honestly the best way to wake up. I knew I was in for a busy day, so I packed up camp and headed into the old town of Blinman. Blinman town is located in the heart of Flinders Ranges. This quiet, rugged town was once a miner's dream where you either made it rich or died trying. In 1862, mining commenced where they struck riches and discovered a vast quantity of copper in the area. Once word was out, many miners and their families flocked to the Flinders and Blinman town was born. Nowadays, Blinman doesn't run on old mining steam, but the steady flow of tourism coming in the area. Blinman is a town that's 100% off-grid and runs off diesel generators. As water is a real scarcity out here, Blinman relies on the old mining tunnels and the underground bore systems for their water. I went down to the information centre where I booked my mine tour, met my tour guide, and I even picked up some souvenirs from the shop. So this here is my little pass to get through to the mine, so I've booked myself in for a mine tour. So that's what we're doing today, so I'm really excited for that. So let's get into it. Blinman mine tour guides guide you into the tunnel where you have to check yourself in and put your hard hat on just like the old days. The mine has a lot of old equipment still inside and has lifelike sounds throughout the mine tunnels, trying to replicate the old working sound conditions.
Welcome to the flies.
I love these sound effects.
You can go for a walk into them.
Yep. Thank you. Oh yeah. Oh wow.
We are looking at my torch. If you take your torch away from the end, just keep videoing.
Yep.
You're going to see a shadow on the wall.
Oh, that is cool.
Zoom in on it if you want.
Yeah.
It looks like the face of a man side on.
Yeah, it does. Blinman mine was the largest and longest producing mine in the Flinders Ranges, where they produced over 10,000 tonnes of copper. That would be valued at $30 million today. I learned so much history about the Flinders Ranges during the mine tour and found out how hard the conditions were back then. Boys younger than 14 were doing back-breaking work in the mine with nothing brighter than a few candle lights to light up the tunnels.
If you put your torch to your leg and look that way, and just put your torch to your leg, see those lights down there? I'll simulate it with my torch. This is about the light that they have down here at best.
Wow. Many accidents and deaths occurred in the mine and a lot of bodies were never recovered. I don't want to show too much more of the mine because it's something that you need to experience yourself. I want to say a big thanks to my tour guide as he really knew what he was talking about and brought the mine to life. So I just finished the mine tour, and if you guys are heading down to the Flinders Ranges, make sure you definitely check out Blinman and do that mine tour. The staff down there are super friendly. And you can see with my tour guide, he had a real passion about the mining history and culture. So definitely come down, help the locals out. Outside of the mine, you can find the old mine captain cottage, as well as many mining machinery and old ruins to remind us of the old steaming history. With the mine tour all done, I headed down to Blinman's local pub, known as the Pub in the Scrub. This quirky pub is full with history and traveller stickers and business cards all over the wall. The Blinman locals are some of the nicest and down-to-earth people you'll meet, where we chatted away over a cold beer. The pub owner allowed me to chuck one of our Knock Loose 4x4 stickers on the wall. So if you're in Blinman, check out the pub, and if you find our stickers on the wall, send a photo to our Instagram page and we will send you out a free Knock Loose 4x4 sticker of your own. After chatting away and meeting the pub's feather mascot, I sat outside and took advantage of the 4G reception and chilled back and edited. As I was editing, some locals came up to me and told me about some amazing rock pools filled with water that I had to check out, so I packed up and made my way there.
What are you doing, Gary?
After seeing Gary and the boys, I drove down to Blinman's closest servo called ARKAROO. This servo is around 20 minutes from Blinman town and it contains the main entry to the Blinman pools. Make sure you pack enough water and food for your hike, as the terrain is very rocky and can get quite challenging, but I was told it was worth the effort.
So we're currently on Blinman's Pools walking trail. So this walking trail leads us to the Blinman Pools, and it's around about a five-hour return walk, and it's 12 k's. But knowing me, because I want to film everything and all that, it might take me a little bit longer than 5 hours. The trails aren't really marked very well, so fingers crossed that we don't get lost. But so these pools were actually named after Robert Pegleg. So going back to the mines, Robert Pegleg was the one who found the copper and started up that mining station back in the day. So, and essentially creating the town that we know and love today as Blinman. So look at this, we've already discovered some ruins, so got no clue what they are, but they look pretty cool to me.
On the hiking track you come across some old ruins, as well as my first sight of natural fresh water flowing in the ranges. This natural water is the lifeline for so many animals and little critters that live in the area. I was amazed to see so much water in these creek beds, as everywhere I visited in the Flinders Ranges was bone dry to touch. I pushed through the scrub trying my best to navigate the pools, but I was having a tough time trying to find the track, as all I was told was to follow the creek bed and it will lead you to the first pools. On the hike you come across some amazing sharp cliff edges all the way around you. My camera couldn't capture the true beauty of what I was seeing, so make sure if you come down to the Flinders Ranges you experience it with your own eyes.
Now, as mentioned, I said there's no designated walking track. Essentially, you just got to follow the river. The thing is, the river's dried up and I'm following an old river, so I'm honestly not too sure if I'm going the right way at all. Like, there's no markings, there's no waypoints, there's no directions. All I've just been told is follow the river. So that's what I'm gonna do. And if I get lost, at least it's an adventure. All right, so we got our first little hurdle. They said to follow the river, but the river splits into two. So there's a left way and there's a right way. And I don't know which way is the right way. So there's left and there's right. So if you're in doubt, left is a good shout. I'm gonna go left. So I'm gonna go left and I'm gonna let you guys know if left is the right way. See, the thing is, who do they base 5 hours off? Like, do they base it off like someone like me who can walk pretty fast, or like are they basing it off old granny? Or because like I don't think an old granny can get down here. No offense to old grannies, but Literally, they might pop a hip out here. You wouldn't want to pop a hip out here, put it that way. So I've just stumbled across a couple of locals, so I'm going to ask them for directions. So they're up there. Hey Gary, which way to the pools, mate? Oh, that way? Alright, so Gary said the pools are that way, so I'm going to listen to him.
The Blinman Pool walk was one of the most scenic walks I did in the Flinders Ranges. Seeing the sunlight hit the water between the massive cliffs were truly magical. It took a while, but it finally made it down to the Blinman pools. I sat down and admired the pools while having lunch and preparing for the second pool hike.
So I'm currently off to the second pools. Getting to the first pools was alright, but getting to the second pools, they make you work for it. Like, you've actually got to climb a fair bit. So this one, going up to the second one, is dramatically harder already, but I'm really keen to see it.
After walking over an hour, I made it down to the second pools. Unfortunately, the second pools didn't have any water, but it was well worth the hike. I met some amazing backpackers where we decided to head back to our cars while we were sharing travelling stories together. The Blinman pools was a real highlight of my trip, and it was truly one of the only places I experienced a steady flow of water in the Flinders Ranges. I found the walk was nicer than the actual pools themselves, but I'm so glad that I ticked them off my bucket list. After the massive day exploring, all I wanted to do was lay back with a cold one and soak in the views. In the next episode of Knock Loose 4x4, I will take you to a hidden gem in the Flinders Ranges that only a few people know about. This extraordinary location is a must-see for anyone visiting this remote region. So join me next time as I share this experience with you, as this is truly one day I'll never forget.